The Virginia Public Records Act. The Virginia Public Records Act, or VPRA, was established in 1976 with the intention of putting uniform procedures in place to manage and preserve public records throughout the Commonwealth, as well as assigning the Library of Virginia the responsibility of issuing records management regulations and guidelines. This is a brief introduction to the 5 requirements laid out in the Act for state, local, and regional government entities. First, each agency must identify the public records in their care and custody. A public record is any information produced, collected, received, or retained that documents a transaction or activity of government business. A record is determined by content, not format. So, the medium on which the information is recorded has no bearing on the determination of whether that information is a public record. That means public records may exist on paper, email, software databases, or on microforms. Each agency must designate at least one records officer to serve as a liaison to the Library of Virginia. The records officer is responsible for implementing and overseeing a records management program and coordinating records disposition, including the destruction of non permanent records, the preservation of permanent records in agency, and the transfer of approved archival records to the state archives. A records officer is designated by mailing a records officer designation and responsibilities form, also known as the RM25 form, to the Library of Virginia. Please read the fine print at the top of the form for more information on the record officer's responsibilities. Each agency must establish and maintain an active, continuing program for the economical and efficient management of their public records. Agencies are responsible for ensuring that public records are preserved, maintained, and accessible through their lifespan as designated by the library approved retention schedules. Agencies are responsible for cooperating with the Library of Virginia in surveying records and developing records retention and disposition schedules. Each agency must ensure the safety and accessibility of electronic records. This includes converting and migrating electronic records as often as necessary so that the information is not lost due to software, hardware, or media obsolescence or deterioration. Once records have fulfilled their required retention period, they must be destroyed in a timely manner as required by the Code of Virginia. Each agency will destroy records and report destruction to the Library of Virginia through the submission of a Certificate of Records Destruction form. This form should be completed and submitted online on the Library of Virginia website. The timely and prompt destruction of public records at the end of their retention period ensures efficiency and establishes a pattern of defensible disposition to demonstrate that the agency is consistently adhering to the retention and disposition requirements within the schedules. This concludes our overview on the Virginia Public Records Act. If you have any questions, contact your records management analyst at the Library of Virginia.